I now call the meeting to order, this being the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees for the 25th day of October 2010. Public notice having been given and published, I call the meeting to order. Trustee Seary.
Whereas members of this board present at the meeting have read the official minutes of the Board of Trustees special meeting on October 18th, 2010. Now therefore be resolved that this board approves the minutes as entered in the official minutes, and be it further resolved that the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any reports?
Yeah, we have the fire department report for the month of September 2010 at a grand total of 159 calls, of which 123 were rescue and EMS, 20 false alarm and false calls, 9 good intents, 4 service calls, and 2 fires.
Received and filed. Any other reports?
We had the village clerk's bid opening report of October 22nd for a new and or used pipeline inspection camera. Those could be reviewed in the clerk's office.
Any other reports?
That's it for reports.
Correspondence.
Correspondence was received from Kathleen Grace Fiore, Vice President of Alpha Psi Omega SUNY Fredonia Theater Honor Society, requesting permission to use the West Barker Common and the gazebo on Saturday, December 11th, and Sunday, 2010, December 12th, from 5 to 7 p.m. for an evenings of holiday caroling event.
Be it resolved the request from Kathleen Grace Fiore, Vice President of Alpha Phi Omega SUNY Fredonia's Theater Honor Society, to use West Barker Commons and the gazebo on Saturday, December 11, 2010, and Sunday, December 12, 2010, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. for the evening of holiday caroling event is hereby approved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Correspondence was received from Reverend Pamela Newton, Associate Pastor at Harvest Chapel, requesting permission to use the gazebo and the information booth for the Santa in the Park celebration to be held on Saturday, December 18, 2010.
Be it resolved that permission is hereby granted to Reverend Pamela Newton, Associate Pastor at the Harvest Chapel, for the use of the gazebo for the Santa in the Park activities and the information booth to serve as cocoa and cookies on Saturday, December 18, 2010, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and that Church Street between Temple and Park Street be closed for pony rides, and be it further resolved that the above is subject to the direction of the Fredonia Police Department, and be it further resolved that the resolution is subject to the receipt by the Village of Fredonia of an insurance certificate from Harvest Chapel naming the Village of Fredonia as an additional insured in the amount of $1 million.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. That's it for correspondence. Now's the time and place for the public portion. Anyone that has anything they'd like to discuss with the board, now's the time to do so. Please stand, state your name, and let us know what's on your mind.
Mary Jane Sturts. I've sent letters to the village mayor, board of trustees, and to the village clerk. And I've also spoken with the village attorney regarding an issue of a drainage grate located in my driveway apron. And I'm here to find out what's going to be done about that problem.
Location?
76 Liberty Street. The village has an easement through my property for that drainage ditch and grate. And right now, the grate has sunk below grade level of the road, creating a dip in the driveway, causing vehicles to bottom in and out as they come in and out of the driveway, causing damage to them. This is something that I brought to Mr. Bowen's attention over a year ago, and the other board members, or some of them recently, and still no action has been taken to correct the problem.
Mary Jane, if I could, you indicated there was some damage. Do you have a damaged vehicle? Has there been an estimate for that yet?
No, there is not.
When did you contact Jack first?
First time I contacted him would have been August of 2009.
And then you contacted a couple of trustees when?
Well, I contacted Jack in August of 2009. September of 2009, he came out and looked at the property, agreed that it was a problem and it would be corrected. Maybe not before winter, but it would definitely be corrected. In In May, I contacted Sam because still, after a couple phone calls to Jack's office, January and February, still no response. So I contacted Sammy in May about it. He sent a letter to Jack addressing the issue, again, asking him to take action to correct it. Still nothing. So I sent a letter to Michael after talking to him at the end of September and the beginning of October. Still no action. So this past week, I sent a letter to Mr. St. George. That's why I'm here tonight, to find out when are you gonna take care of this problem?
I think that speaking for the board, we have not heard about this. And actually, this is the first time I've heard about this.
Yeah, we have spoken just recently
sorry,
about it,
yeah.
yeah.
Susan, I
And,
mentioned it to her
but
before, too.
when she mentioned, Mary Jane mentioned that she had sent letters, none were in any packet that came to the board, either officially or unofficially.
Is there a reason hasn't been taken care
Just scheduling.
of? Okay.
What do we need to do? I mean, what,
Remove the apron. Got to demo the apron,
concrete or blacktop?
concrete, regrade the receiver grade so that it'll now match the pitch of the apron and pour a new apron.
Can we pour a new apron now?
Well, the way the weather is, we probably could.
Something we need to contract out?
The concrete work I will, the receiver grade we do in-house.
The only other thing I would point out is that in the letter that was sent to Mr. Bowen on my behalf from Sam, it does state that the water main shutoff to my house is located in that concrete of the apron.
Oh, so
The
that's,
service box is in the apron.
Oh, but it's not buried, it's, you know where it is, and you've got,
It's exposed right now, yes.
And that also has to be maintained at grade when we do the, you know.
Jack, just real question, you said, contract out the concrete work and what? In-house what?
We do the catch basin, whatever it needs to be done to get the catch basin the grade. The problem is, I don't think it's sunk. I think what's happened is cars change over the years. It's probably close to what it was when it was originally installed.
I don't think, I've got over it,
It may have sunk somewhat, but clearances on cars today are so close to the ground that it doesn't take much to bottom out,
well,
Well, part of it is if you actually go and look at the grade,
which I
the
did.
cement around the edges of it is completely eroded away, so the metal is now exposed. And over time, the county has paved the road in front of my house, raising the level of the road up higher. But the grade now does form almost like a funnel, right where the grade is at, in my apron.
is there any way this could all be done all at once rather than piecemeal it to be contracted out and then have our
That
guys?
is all at once.
Okay.
Okay,
That would be coordinated with the contractor who's gonna pour the concrete, so that I do the work, he pours the concrete. You know, not that we do the work and then 3 months later he pours the concrete.
Could you get that information this week?
I'll see what we can do.
well, we aren't gonna need to vote on it. I mean, if this is something you can get done as part of your maintenance,
It
it's
would
gonna be
be.
low enough without needing a,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this
Yeah.
is,
No, we're done with the Orchard Street project for the year.
I'm not planning on being done. I'm planning on being done in the road.
Right.
I'm not planning on being done through the ditch line.
Would that be somebody of the crew that'd be doing that type of work?
Well, no, because the blacktop crew would be, probably I could send, we're done doing paving work, so I have a bunch of guys who are now available for as long as we don't start picking up leaves, you know, the other crunch.
Since it's gonna be decent weather this week, except rain, could we do it this week?
We can try and get it to a point where it could get concreted.
The only thing I would ask is some type of prior notification, because I do have a two-family home with tenants that live with me, and I would need to make alternate arrangements, or at least let them know with some advance warning that they will not be able to come in and off the property through the driveway.
Should
Well,
they-
yeah,
should
we'll
she
let you know
them
that.
know now that that's gonna be the case?
They already know that something is going to be done at some point in time, but I don't have a date for them to tell them that, hey, on this day, plan to not be able to
That's
get
what
it
I'm
out.
asking Jack.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking Jack.
Possibly this week then.
Well, I'll go into the office tomorrow morning, see what we got going on, see what I don't know about that I missed for the last week. And if we can make it happen this week, then I'll let you know. And we'll make it happen.